I have a question, Stuart.
Yes.
I've been lately having very powerful experiences of great pleasure and joy. And on other occasions, I've been having just the opposite, a lot of negative psychic tension, a lot of pain. And, it's the same thing, but I, I'm having trouble understanding it or using it. Could you talk about that?
No, there's nothing to understand that. I mean,
Yeah.
look, we live in a world where everything manifests in terms of positive and negative. And I have learned over many years of doing deep meditation practice that when I have a positive experience, it's almost always followed by something negative. I mean, it's just been the way it's been as long as I can remember. When I have negative experiences, they're always followed by something positive. So I don't pay too much attention to either one of them because they're just energy. And positive and negative are just the way we interpret the world. A negative experience, or in quotes, a negative experience, usually makes you work harder on yourself to open and go deeper. So it's really not a negative experience, it's a positive experience. Positive experiences, in quote, usually make us get lazy. We think, oh, this is the way it's going to be forever. And then one day it changes and we're disappointed. So positive and negative are literally just manifestations of the way the mind sees the world and how you use things to grow. And if you really use them to grow, there are no negative experiences. There's just opportunities to grow in your life and to use whatever happens to you as a reason to build a stronger, deeper chakra system, to open more and to get closer to God, and not try to figure out, is it positive? Is it negative? Is it right, wrong? Do I like it? Do I not like it? You just make yourself crazy. But we have an exercise, a meditation practice that enables us to use life that way. And I think that is one of the most wonderful things Rudy taught me, how to turn anything around and make it work for you. Make it help you get closer to God. And I know he used to do that stuff to me all the time. He would always do things that, God, what are you doing? And then I'd sit down and meditate and I go deeper and deeper and I'd find answers of ways to use it to grow in my life and not to get upset and angry and blow all my energy and God knows what else. So I don't, this positive and negative thing is, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of crap that goes on in the world and wars and genocide and people do, but that's also stuff that can teach us how we don't want to live. And that kind of stuff has been going on as long as I can remember. And when I finally allowed it to teach me how I don't want to live, what was more important in my life, it was no longer a negative thing to me. It was something that was truly helping me to grow. Now, I have a lot of compassion and empathy for the people that are living through. I mean, people in Gaza, for instance, God knows that, 50 something thousand people were killed there, the people are starving to death there. The empathy is very strong, but it's something that teaches me that it's not a way to live. It's not a way to treat other people. It's not a way to get revenge for something they've done to you. And vice versa, what the Israel, the Palestinians have done to the Israel. They went in and killed 1,200 people. For what? For what purpose? Absolutely not one purpose in the world. But the two of them, what did we learn from this? How can we get over this? How can we stop this madness from continuing into the future? That's what people don't learn. They learn revenge. So I'm a big proponent of learning. Of what does this have to teach me about myself and what I have to do to grow in my life, both positive and negative. And then if you look at it that way, there's nothing positive. There's just things we have to learn about ourselves. Why have we attracted what we think are negative experiences? Mostly because there's something negative inside us that attracts that. I mean, that's why we attract those things. What can I do to fix me? That's a big person and a big answer to a difficult situation. It takes humility, it takes guts, and it takes truly wanting to get to God, to respond that way. Does anyone else have a question?
Thank you, Stuart.
You're welcome. It's easy to judge others, very difficult to look deeply inside ourselves. We see everything other people do wrong. We never see what really is going on. We are the biggest mystery in the world to ourselves, not to anybody else, but to ourselves. And part of spiritual process is we begin to uncover these mysteries and discover inside ourselves these things that we have to work through and get over and transcend and build a system to where they no longer attract these negative situations.
Mm.
And so the next time you get angry at somebody, just bring them a flower. I mean it, and say thanks. And you have reminded me that I got to get over something in myself. You know, I needed to have you in my life at this moment. And they don't change. I promise you, you will change. You'll change. Does anyone else have a question?
Stuart, I have a question.
Yes.
How best to be in relationship with somebody who is dying?
Love them, Bob. And don't, look, mostly when we feel sorrow for people that are dying, we're unhappy, it's really not for them, it's for us. Because we are confronted with the exact same situation. And this person reminds us that we are mortal. One day we're not going to be here. And in order to love them unconditionally, you have to open inside yourself to infinite energy. You have to open that part of yourself that is connected to God or infinite energy in the universe. And in order to do that, you literally become a child of God. And those people are reminding you that you have to do that kind of thing. You have to love them unconditionally. I mean, we just had that with Shakur. He went through a lot of pain and suffering, and he just passed on. I mean, I've been going through this for 5 months now, so with people. so many different problems. And all it tells me is, Stuart, you've got to work deeper in yourself. You got to open more. And the greatest healing is not kind of bringing people back to life. The greatest healing is that people arrive at a state of inner joy and love and happiness in themselves. They're at peace with themselves. And if they live for 20 minutes after they find that inner peace, their whole life is worthwhile. So I think you can bring that person that kind of inner peace by just loving them unconditionally. And I promise you, Bob, an hour before they pass on, they will go into a state of deep inner peace, and they will love you unconditionally. It's like Eleanor Olson, I'll never forget it. I said this 100 times already. She sat up in that bed and looked me in the face, said, "Thank you." It's the last thing she ever said. She was loved unconditionally. I spent months working with her to prepare her for her demise. And all she said, "Thank you. God bless her." An extraordinary experience. And just to finalize, what are you learning from that person about yourself? That is the key to all of this, because that person is there to teach you something amazing stuff about you. And if you learn that stuff, their life will have been worthwhile. And if you can love them unconditionally as they pass to another dimension, your life has been worthwhile. Does anyone else have a question? Well, Derek, I like to see you smiling. That's really good. Does anyone else have a question? Okay, if there are no more questions, there'll be meditation tomorrow evening. God bless you all, and thank you. Thank you for being here, doing this, for helping me to grow in my life. God bless you all. See everybody soon.
Thank you,
Yes.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.